regime banning 20 military personnel and ministers from entering the United States of America. Number 3, cutting off Cameroon from benefiting from the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA, for engaging in gross violations of internationally recognized human rights. Number 4, passing S Resolution 684, calling the government of Cameroon and the separatists to end all violence and pursue a genuine inclusive dialogue. Number 5, designing the designation of Cameroon for temporary protected status for 18 months due to armed conflict or war in the former British Southern Cameroons. Despite the above interventions, the genocide in Ambazonia has continued under the watchful eyes of the international community who promised never again to genocide after the Rwandan genocide. Visit www.ambazoniagenocidellibrary.com. President Biden, as the leader of the free world, we are asking you to intervene and save the people of the former British Southern Cameroons, also known as Ambazonia, from total annihilation and persecution. Specifically, 1, help stop the killing, rape, torture, and arbitrary arrest of Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, by shining a spotlight on the genocide ravaging the Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. Number 2, call for the release of all Southern Cameroons prisoners of conscience or political prisoners. Number 3, call for the demilitarization of Southern Cameroons by asking France to use its influence so that La République can pull away its military. Number 4, set up US fact-finding mission to investigate crimes against humanity, especially the numerous massacres that have occurred within the past 5 years. Number 6, activate the right pressures to bring the warring parties to the table to dialogue and negotiate without any preconditions. The Swiss-led process is currently the only internationally recognized process for a mediated settlement and is currently endorsed by the United States of America, Canada, United Kingdom, Germany, the European Union, and the United Nations. And number 6, refer Southern Cameroon's problem to the International Court of Justice for arbitration. These calls to action are extremely important because we want peace and stability in the Gulf of Guinea in the interest of all partners and players. And that's the end of the petition. So I'm going to check while we wait for others to opine on with Dr. Ghana to see, Barrister Ghana, to see if he's ready with the one to the United Nations. So maybe if there are any questions, you guys can ask questions now. But what we intend to do today is, we are more than 100 in this Zoom today. Yeah. If we all take ownership of these petitions, there will be 3 petitions shared that I already mentioned. The one for stop mass killing that you have seen already, this one and the one for the United Nations, which is a very important one. If we all take ownership of these petitions and sign them and share with our network, say each person devotes to engage with 100 people and have 100 of your close Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians share this petition. So this exercise is just for us Ambazonians, Southern Cameroonians to share. The next phase will be for us to reach non-Ambazonians, which I believe that the majority of the petition signatories will come from non-Ambazonians. So that is basically why we say it's a workshop, that we should sit down and actively use our phones once it's shared and start sharing around and signing and sharing. But let me take a moment and see if I can reach Barrister Ghana, please. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Madam Moderator, can I say something while she?
Oh, absolutely. And I see one hand up already. So when she comes back, probably we can get that question. Go ahead. Thank you.
So as my questions rightly said, this is a target petition, as you got from the president. in order to make sure Ambazonia is being discussed at the level of the UN, the level of the White House, and around the world. So it's not something that is being done to uplift this interim government or the president or whoever here. It's being done for us. So it's our duty now to tell whoever you are, it's about Ambazonia. You will see nothing there talking about personalities. You will see all about Ambazonia. So it's time for us to make sure either we are for pushing our revolution fast forward, or we sit down and do our comparison and compromise ourselves. So for those who are here, it's easy to send this, whoever you are, send it to your forum. Let that petition be signed. I don't think there is anyone here who have never signed a petition. They come from somewhere you don't even know. Somebody you don't even know, you click on it and you have to just put your signature there, and then numbers keep increasing. So why not do the one that concerns us, that is bleeding our blood? So I beg on you all to make sure you take this serious. Let's do the workshop and let's reach our target. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Elat. Well spoken. It's very important for us to take this petition seriously. I see two hands up already. I don't know if my patience is back on, so that we can ask the question. I don't know to whom the question is directed, but
I think the questions could be asked. I think Dr. Elad or anybody from the team can answer the question if I'm not around. If not, even the president too.
All right. My Irene, your hand is up, followed by UN. So
yes, Mama, thank you so much, Mr. President. All protocols in the House duly respected. Moyo, thank you for that analogy. That was a really good analogy, Dr. Elad. And Dr. Elad, let me just make sure, please, I say something here once for all. I think we need to not use that phrase that if we are personalities, or if we are promoting the president. If we are promoting the president, there's nothing wrong, because he is our president. If we are promoting our agenda as well. So even if we are promoting the president, Dr. Ella, there's nothing wrong, because we are promoting the agenda of Ambazonia. On that note, let me just I want to ask two things, and I'm sure that all of you can answer me. Mr. President, we keep saying Team Ambazonia. It was Team Ambazonia when we had all the other people. This is only us as the interim government. Why are we still calling this Team Ambazonia? Is it a team of Ambazonians that are already gathered, or is just the interim government people that were representing Ambazonia in the Team Act thing? Number two, Mr. President, thank you all so much for taking the time to draft these petitions. One of the things that I like to do is just to ask a few questions. You remember that this journey to the White House thing started by our friend who opted to help us after you had explained to her about not, what is that called? Stopping the ceasefire. And then this friend of ours changed course to say, you know what? After she listened to your explanations, she said, wow, it might be a great idea, instead of trying to push to go to the United Nations, let's go to the White House, which is a great idea. I personally, and there's nothing wrong having this to, what do you call it? Helping to stop massive killing. And the end goal of this was to try and get as many signatures to also end up about Ambazonia in the White House. So what is the difference between these two, this White House? Because if I was someone who came up with this brilliant idea about to take Ambazonians to the White House, then we recraft this petition. And if I were helping you to accomplish this mission, I would say, oh, wow, I'm starting something on your behalf, then you're cutting it to another portion, which might not what it looks like, but to make we have focused more on going to the United Nations, knowing that we already have an application out there that is not that is bottom line is to take us to the White House, even though the name might not be really pronounced. So, but thank you all so much. It's all about going home, but I would love to just get. And number three, if we are only having the interim government that, according to them, we have been fired by these people who we fired them or shouldn't have even been part of us, why are we still calling this Team Ambazonia? Can it be another name? Thank you so much.
Mr. President, unmute kindly, sir.
Unmute, sir. I just unmuted you. Fine, sir.
Mr. President, you are still muted.
You are muted. I don't know why you are muted.
Mr. President, your co-host, can you unmute, sir?
Okay, now you have made me co-host. I was not before now.
Okay, all right.
So, you know, we should not allow an accident to define our course. We should plan very well what we want. We decided that we are going to face the Republic as a collective. That was the design. When anyone, I don't like to call names, comes in between, I want to destroy that plan. We either stop on the way and we change the plan altogether as if we don't have one, or we make sure that we correct things, put them the way we wanted to be the first place. Now, I want to always separate individuals we send to represent, where people send to represent some people, and the group themselves. Some of the behavior of some people who were here with us from the beginning have not heard a statement coming from their organization. For example, I don't know that SCAPO is no longer with us. I've not heard that. I don't know that SCAM of Dr. Atta is no longer with us. I don't know that. I don't even know that SCNC is no longer with this IG on the issue of the process. There are people who are sitting there who took the ticket to represent their people, and they are probably acting on their own personal wills. We are not going to let them have their way. If the SCNC as a body will say they don't stand with IG on this, on the issue of negotiation with the Switzerland, let us know. We will not know it from somebody who might be apparently acting for himself or by himself. I don't want to call him. So we are here to make it clear, our perspective clear, that whatever, if they still endorse the process, let them know that we are the ones who are engaged with that republic. And that's so. We are through the mediator, as possible. And so whatever will come from this process will land on our table. And if they have said, if what we see now is tantamount to a withdrawal from the process, good. Ambazonians shall feel that faith. I don't want to attribute it to the whole group whatsoever, because some of them, if you go and find out, you'll be shocked about what we find. So, and we will not always create our things and they come and people take it and go and dump it in the sea because they don't even know hear about it. We said it shall be a team, as it was in Bomba. It shall be a team led by the government. We are going to, that's the design we have to make. That's the design we're going to maintain. Some people may come in and fall out as they did, or fall off. But we shall maintain that and make sure that if groups go away, Ambazonia shall fill the space and we will go as a team. We will get those Ambazonians from all across our local government who are loyal, committed, and trustworthy, and have the skills required, and we will fill those positions. That's why I said in my speech that if associations fail Ambazonians will not fail Ambazonia. That's what we are going to do in that regard. Why the two petitions? I have discovered that because one is from us and one is not from us, is from an American activist that shares to our plight. I think that potentially the two will be signed in majority by different communities. I think that potentially at Amazonia team, Amazonia petition that is basically our thing promoted by us, basically will garner more signatories from amongst us. If we have 50, 100,000 Ambazonians signing a petition, that Ambazonian problem they will take care, it will have its own, it will make its own impact. Then if the other one drawn by our American sympathizer draws more Americans, probably in the millions, who knows, that will also have its, it will speak differently on us, all to our advantage. And there will be no duplication here. There will only be a wider impact if we promote the two, because these petitions have a way of reviving even the momentum, the attention of the community on the issues and what we are trying to do. So I will ask that we do our best to promote our own, and also as much as possible sign whatever we find online promoted there. We know that those that are outside who are trying to help us might even access hundreds of thousands outside our community that will sign than if it is our own petition. Then that would be a plus for us.
Mr. President, before UN asks his own question, I just want to add something to it. The petition by our sympathizer, our lady that is helping us, says end mass killings, join the world to demand an end to mass killings. And then the text of it says, we must demand that these brutal killings and atrocities stop. Our united voices are powerful and effective. Save lives by adding your signature to create a list of millions and turn our few voices, whispers, into billion voices that roar to America, our world superpower, to stop the killings, because yes, we can. From war-torn areas to the streets of communities throughout the world. We must reveal the truth. We must end the killings. We must stop the raping. We must force the withdrawal of murderous forces. We must prevent mass shootings. We must end genocide. How to end the killings? By lifting our united voices to shout no more. Okay, so this is wonderful. We are encouraging everyone to sign. The difference is that the one to the United has is a petition that has specific demands. So you have the petition and you ask a call to action of exactly what we are expecting to do for our own case, Ambazonia. So that is the difference. But the goal here today is to push the 3 petitions and ask us to sign and share with our friends and colleagues and family members. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mape, for that quick addition. I see something in the chat that I don't know if this is the moment to add it, so Mr. President can.
I perceive that by the wording of the other petition by our friend, it has the potential it has wider relevance outside our community, because many communities will identify one thing or the other that is right with that. The Black community in America that is also talking about killing will identify and they will sign. People who are concerned about what's happening in Ukraine will sign. People who know what is happening in Ambazonia, our own people that will mobilize, will sign. We may be able to, if they promote it as such, every superstar figure in America, if they know about that petition, they will promote it on their hand because it makes some sense to them. Our own, somebody will want to know exactly what is going on. And you want to even have explanation to understand exactly where is that, and then to see if they can even sign. So our own petition now becomes a subset of this one. And I'm saying that we can do our best to promote it so that we can really present it at the end, because I think that if this petition, this petition that talks about killing, because every community identifies somehow with that. And if at the end that thing ends in the White House, remember, it's only communities that are fully mobilized on this action that will follow that petition to the White House. That will be there to probably testify one thing or the other if it is needed. So I think that that is good. That approach is good. Let us make sure that one of the subsets is heavily mobilized too on the issue by presenting probably an equally populated petition that that should, after they look at this place, they should look at this first. Amongst those that are suffering from this genocide, this is probably one of them that is also here. So let's see and let's try and see if we can make the numbers and pray that they also make their numbers for us, so that we are carried along as a subset of the problems they are describing in grosso modo to the White House.
Yeah, Mr. President, this just came to my mind. In 1995, we had this signature referendum in the country, in Southern Cameroon. We had more than 10,000 signatures. Is there a way we can use the signatures on that referendum? Because it's the people of Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, that really signed the petition. Is there a way we can use that as an attachment to our letter?
Letter?
Because we already got the signatures, 10,000.
No, we are trying to hit 100,000 on a petition.
I'm sure it's, I may be wrong with my numbers, but I think we had that much. Southern Cameroon.
No, we are not writing a letter. You know how the petition is, right? We are not writing a letter. Yeah, we are using an electronic medium, change.org. People just go in there, sign, leave their names and their emails, and they post it on their social media platforms, and people keep signing. That's the way it goes. I don't know how we can add something to that.
Okay.
When people are signing from within America, the reason why America will do, the Congress will do something because this number of people are signing, is because that's the minimum constituency that if you don't pay attention, it might haunt you. So that's why the representatives say, if people can sign that number, please, let's do something. Otherwise, the midterms and the rest are coming, they're going to crucify us. That's a reasonable constituency to really attend to. So that is, I'm sure that's what informed their logic. So let's continue and encourage, especially those of us here, to sign it, give it to all our children to sign. Take it to school, sign, do whatever we can, and let the numbers.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, for that rejoinder. I'm reading something in the chat and somebody's asking whether it's possible to add the 500 burnt villages to those petitions, especially the one that was read out loud. They didn't say the 500 villages burnt. So they want to know whether it's possible at this stage to still add the 500 villages burnt.
It can be editing is possible as we go. It can be edited as by the person who posted it.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, sir.
And what, excuse me, my Professor Tebo, and one other thing that I noticed too when Mape was reading is that she used the word La République. That's something that we use in-house. La République is no country. Just say the Republic of Cameroon or La République du Cameroon. It should be spelled out completely so that the reader will understand exactly who they're talking about. Thank you.
Absolutely, Mr. Vicky. Thank you so
and
much.
one other thing, I've had some concerns coming from some people. I discussed with the chairman of the chair lady of ACT, I think it was this morning. When people see things like this, asking people for their first and last name and email address, they think their email will be swamped after this petition is signed. The organization will start sending them a lot of emails. So I advise everyone to just go to Google and create a new email, and then use that email to register. You know what I mean? So it's an email that you're not going to open again. Don't use if you don't want to use your own email, just create a new email address, and then you sign the petition with it. I think that would. I don't think you really have to put your real name too. You can do whatever as long as the petition is signed is good. So I think that's what people should do. Those who have concerns about their real names going out there, I think we should also encourage our people, those who don't want to put their real name on anything, to do that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. All right, now we'll go to a question from UN. UN. Unmute.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I greet everyone. I greet the president, all the cabinet members who are here. And I want to thank you people for all the sacrifices that you are putting out there to ensure that Ambazonia must be free from La Republique. We are here talking today about the issue of petitions. What is a petition? A petition is something you need to sign with your name, with your email address, or your Twitter account, and all those things. We have done petitions before. We did not get to 100,000 because our people, most of them don't even have email addresses. So what I would plead with the LGAs and the counties and the ABC television is to help our local population to create emails and email addresses. You can have a Yahoo email that you use for a regular email, but you can create a Google account that you use to sign all petitions. And make sure you use your real names, because for a petition to be considered, they need those signatures. And they will also verify if those who signed that petition were not robots. So you have to put your original names and your names and everything. We have to teach our people how to also create Twitter accounts. Yes. The next thing we need to do is to contact these United States activists, especially Black American activists. Maybe celebrities, people like Serena Williams, people like Terrence Williams. Those are people that have a huge following. They have millions of people following them. And now we understand that very soon the midterm elections are coming. We have to push our approach more towards the Republicans, because they want to do everything possible to get a majority in any other position that they want to do. To have in the United States cabinet. And now I want to say that anything we want to put in a petition, before the petition comes out, we must have filed that issue to the United Nations, maybe to America, everywhere in the world. Because we cannot put all our information only in the petition. When La Republique will see it, they go forward and go and counter it. So let the people know first, and then our people will be coming back later. Yes. Again, we can also sacrifice some finances. If we need a population, we have beaches, we have places that people visit a lot, like Disneyland and this. We have some Ambazonians who are working, they pay them maybe like a $1,000 a week or $2,000 a month. We sacrifice and we print horrible images about all the killings that have happened in Ambazonia. We have them go and stay there even for 1 week. 1 week where people will have these people coming for tourism and all the like. We show the pictures. We want to end this thing. We want to end this thing. And we can end up having a lot of people signing those things there, even at our job sites. So those are some of the things that we need to put there. Like I had a question there that my ring was said about why are we calling Team Ambazonia? Yes, we restored Ambazonia, and the Team Ambazonia is supposed to be made up of, because there's no one in Ambazonia who doesn't have a county or LGA. So the Ambazonia, Team Ambazonia can be representative, elected representative like the interim House of Representatives from all their own LGA, because they are representing their people. When our leaders left Enugu, they left there because they were representing our people. They did not leave there because they were representing the groups and whosoever. Yes, we should call on the United Nations to come out there and finish everything. For those who are listening on home front, La Republic government is fully involved in the Swiss talks. Because first, they have never come out to debunk it. They have never come out to say it doesn't exist. We have heard instances where the Republic government, they will go and talk with Ayub Tabe and the rest. And when the information leaks out, they say, oh, what is said in the social media is not it's not reality. Why have they not said so about the Swiss talks? So let us stand firm, Ambazonia people. La Republic is supposed to be the one to be begging us, not us begging La Republic. Join your LGAs, draft for your LGAs, fight for your own freedom, and free your own self. For those of you who are very rich in the diaspora and you believe that things are living comfortable in America and Britain and whatsoever, that this thing doesn't concern you. This is not your home. Even the Americans who are here, the black Americans whose fathers came here 400 years ago, they are making DNA tests to look where they came from. We see Akon has gone back to Africa. Michael Jackson wanted to go, and all those people. So this is time for us that we need to stand up and fight and take what belongs to us. Your father who died, your grandfather who died must be ashamed of you for not fighting to preserve and project his image for all the things that he left for you. So Ambazonia come out, we drop for Boyo, all the restoration forces join your LGAs, join your counties, and that is how we are going to go. Ambazonia is going to be a well-democratic country, not a country of self-imposed leaders who don't give accountability, people who they say they have been there for 30 years, 40 years, collecting money for asylum papers and all the like. We don't know what they have done with the money. Our prisoners are there suffering. Our refugees are there suffering. They cannot give them even a single bread and all the like. So I thank on a plenty. Ambazonia, I want to hold them strong. Thank you.
Thank you so much, UN. Thank you. You raised a couple of very interesting ideas. And the particular issue about DNA testing and African Americans who have now discovered that they are from Africa, especially Cameroon, comes in really handy. Thank you so much. I see the hand of Barrister Mbeseha. Unmuting you.
My patience, please call me. Abidu, thank you.
Can I talk?
Yes, Barrister Mbeseha.
Thank you, Madam Coordinator. My intervention will be limited to 3 points, 2 clarifications, and 1 further information. Clarification number 1. Madam Irene suggested, ask why we're going through the White House.
Yes, I said.
Mute problem.
I was saying that Ma Arin sought to know why we were going through the White House instead of going straight to the United Nations. I think the explanation is simple. Ambazonia were not members of the United Nations. Even if we flooded 1,000 petitions there, a country member has to pick it up before it is heard. So if we pass through the White House, which is a very powerful member of the United Nations, if it took up our case, the chances are that they can pick it up at the United Nations and will go further, because the United States as a country, they have the majority of the United Nations are their allies. So going through the White House is not a mistake, it is strategically right. Point number two, someone has sought to know why we're not putting damaged, destroyed villages, burned villages. Yes, it's not expressly put there, but each of the petitions carries the Ambazonia genocide library. If you go into that library, you're going to find all those details of the destruction of the burned villages, of the individuals who have been killed left and right. So it is there. You need those readers. If you open that website, you find all the information there. Third point, which is additional information. Though this is not for it. The issue that, we're fighting this battle on several fronts. One of the fronts that we have been struggling to fight from is the ICC, which we tend to have, many of us have become so frustrated and almost forgotten about it. But I'm giving you the information as of today that the ICC is very, very, very active on our case. The last petition we filed as the interim government was in December 2020. In March 2021, the ICC replied to us formally that they have received our application, our complaint, and that they were following it. Since then, it's not easy to even have a reply from them. I've been talking to them almost on a weekly basis. The last contact I had with the ICC was last week, and they told me that they have a case with them, that they are investigating, they will write back to us as soon as it is possible. So it is not there, it is there. You can go there, you can call 1 million times, nobody will answer to you. To get through, to even have somebody answer your call, you must have a reference. Our case has a reference number there, which I call and give, and they give me the information. Yes, what we are filing right here, we are working on it. So as far as the ICC is concerned, this additional information, it is actively working on our file. I sought to know from them why. Since 2020, our application got there. Ukraine that just came 4 months ago, they're acting more on it. It's listed there. They told me, they explained to me, the Ukraine petition is supported by 41 country members of the ICC. 41 country members. They have joined the petition for Ukraine. We don't have a country member who has supported us, but our case is there. So rest assured that that arm is active. It's a question of time, and we'll know whether they are following it or not. I'm sure they'll follow it. What I do now, on a personal basis, is almost weekly, I update them with the Ambazonia Genocide Library. Like what happened in Lu, the killing of cows. If that library is updated, be sure it gets to the ICC. Be sure it gets to the White House. So that's the additional information I have to give here. Thank you very much. I'm done, coordinator.
Okay.
Oh, I was saying thank you so much, Barrister Mbeseha. That was really well explained to us so that all of us can understand. At this time, we probably can take one more question, and if there's no question, we can move ahead with the workshop so that we get it done and have some of these petitions pushed out there. If there's no question, I don't see any hands up for now. My patients, can we move ahead with the workshop?
Yes, we can. I have still been unsuccessful to reach Barrister Ghana. Barrister Bisa, do you want to go ahead and read the United Nations petition? I think he is also a host, right?
Well, he's not a host, but he's unmuted, so he can speak.
I thought he was made a host. I mean a co-host.
I don't know. Barrister Mbeseha?
Well, I'm sorry, I don't have the United Nations petition with me right here.
I sent it to your
Oh, I'm sorry, I might not have
your Telegram.
Just read it to us. If you have it, read it to us. If there are questions I can answer, because I know what is the context, so I don't have it here to read.
Okay. All right. I'll read it then. But what we have here is still being edited. So this is really not the current version. Dr. Barrister Ghana has the most current version. But I'll read it the way it is. It's titled Journey to the United Nations. Former Southern Cameroonians demand the right to self-determination. So the goal is to get 100,000 signatures before they meet September. So we have a lot of work to do. The former British Southern Cameroons, also known as Ambazonia, is a victim of a failed international system. We, the people, are victims of the 2 world wars, none of which we were remotely responsible for. From the League of Nations mandated territory to the United Nations Trust territory, the former British Southern Cameroons were deceived and manipulated by a failed international system that was supposed to protect it, especially under the trusteeship agreement of 13th December 1946, the UN Charter, and the other UN resolutions, notably United Nations General Assembly Resolution 1514, 15 of the 14th of December 1960, 1541, 15 of the 15th December 1960, and 1608, 515 of 21st April 1961. In place of independence and/or self-government as specified in the 1946 Agreement and Article 76B of the Charter, the administering authority, United Kingdom, in conspiracy with the United Nations, invented independence by joining. That never was and has not been. Instead of the decolonization of the territory, the UN imposed a neo-colonization that has since October 1961 not only politically maimed the former British Southern Cameroons and decapitated her institutions, but has also witnessed genocide and other war crimes meted on the people with impunity. Today, 5 years into the war waged by President Biya on November 30th, 2017, there is a Rwandan-like genocide unfolding with 45,000 killed, over 1.5 million internally displaced, over 1 million refugees, with 300,000 in neighboring countries, over 5,000 prisoners of conscience, and over 800,000 school-age students not going to school. For more on the genocide, visit www.ambazoniagenocidellibrary.com. Like any people in the world, those from the former British Southern Cameroons want to exercise their right to self-determination as prescribed in the UN Charter. They urge the African Union to compel La République du Cameroun to strictly respect Article 4B of the Union Constituent Act by withdrawing from British Southern Cameroon's territory and limiting itself to her boundaries as of January 1st, 1960, the date she obtained independence. And that's the end of the petition.
Okay.
My fear with this is the timing. The UNGA meets 1 month from today, that's on the 13th. And the agenda should have been drawn for the UN's, the 77th session. What we are doing, will it have any attention? at this moment?
Yes, somebody brought that point up when we were deliberating about it. And in fact, I think it was Barrister Mbeseha who said it. And we thought that it was still worthwhile, just because if we get those signatures, and notably, there really hasn't been any petition since this our struggle started that has gathered over 25,000. I'm being even generous, 25,000 signatures.
Yeah.
So this will really be instrumental. If we can get something that has 100,000, it will be impactful. And secondly, they have the new Secretary General for the Africa, the guy from the Niger. I think his name is Abari Abdu or something like this. He could be an ally to submit this through him. So there's nothing to lose. There may be something to gain.
That's true.
Okay.
The barrister's hand is still up, and let me.
Well, Mami Tebo is trying to say something. I don't know. Let me unmute her. Unmute. While she's trying to unmute, we'll get.
Yes, I promoted myself.
Okay.
Thank you, Prof. I want to say that we are very happy with the petitions. I also want to observe that we may add the 500 villages or towns burnt down and destroyed. It's also lacking from this other petition. We should add that there.
Okay, thank you so much for the suggestion. Because when the petitions go out, they have a link to the genocide library with all the actual burnings included. So the president already said some of the petitions can be edited to add that. So thank you so much for your input.
Okay, thank you.
Barrister Mbeseha, is your hand a new hand or the old hand? And then we'll take.
Is a new hand.
Oh, it's a new hand?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear what you have to say, and then Ambazonia Bobo.
I would just like to clarify Professor Ayam's concerns. See, the General Assembly, as it opens on the date specified, is just for the opening, is just for countries to put their positions on general things. It's not detailed. So if our petition got there, it is not supposed to be acted on that date. If a country member picked it up, it's not a thing for the General Assembly of 291 countries to decide now. If it is referred to the appropriate commission, if we have a country that has picked it up as a sponsor, it's still within time. So just make sure it is there. And then as we look for allies, particularly the United States will come with their own view and say, well, they already have a petition there. That would strengthen their hand or whoever is sponsoring us. So it's not too late. Let us do something to have it on. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Ambazonia Bobo, I'm unmuting you.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Protocol duly respected. Greetings, My Excellency, President Sako, all cabinet, Team Act, greetings. Yeah, I see there have been some like what I'm trying to see is like we are scared for the international way not to see that we are not appearing like a united front. So we are giving this that we are giving chances to people so many times for them to get their act together, stop acting suspicious with Team Act. But what I want to say is that we have already known these people. So we should always know how to deal with them. We should not give them the front, we should not give them so much power when it comes to decision making in Ambazonia. They should always be at the back seat at all costs. We should always know that. We should not give them the power that there's so much yearning for. We should not give that power to them. Then another thing I want to say is concerning our revolution. Many African countries do not know what is actually happening in Ambazonia. Some are very, very vague when it comes to that. Our urge all of us are on social media, especially if you are a youth like myself. If you are a youth on social media and activist, just click any country, click any university in any country, it will pop up. Join the groups. Petitions like this, it will be easier for us to advertise in those groups on Facebook in those countries. Send friend requests to them so that they will be able to know what is actually happening in Ambazonia. Thank you very much. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you so much, Ambazonia Bobo. Very good ideas there. Yeah, the best way to reach out to young people and students is to join various groups on various campuses and social media. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. Mayor Carey?
Before Mayor Carey comes, let me say something. I'm going to go ahead and share the petition, share the links. So while we're having this conversation, we can start signing. I will send it to all the fora. I think Paddy already put it in the chat here, but it will just send it to all the fora. If you see it, just share it to your own various fora. I'll do that right now. And it's also in the chat. So we can start signing while we continue with the conversation.
Okay, thank you so much, Mape. Thank you. Mayor Carey. Unmute.
What do you do now?
Okay.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. I want to respect protocols by greeting everyone here, starting with the president on down to the common person like me. I just wanted to get clarification. We call ourselves, especially in the petition to the United Nations, we are identifying ourselves as former British Southern Cameroon. I personally have also used that expression, but without thinking critically about it. So I just wanted to ask us here now, at what we joined La Republique as Southern Cameroon. At what point did we lose that identity? Or if not, why are we referring to ourselves as former British Southern Cameroon? That is even more important when we consider that the argument that we listened at the beginning of this meeting, where Von Gojindinka is making the argument that on in April 1984, when BIA restored the identity of La Republique, we also automatically regained the identity we had before joining. And so does not that make that name relevant at this point? Just wondering if somebody can help me clarify that. Thank you.
Cowrie can increase heart rate and blood pressure and may cause manic episodes in patients with bipolar disorder. Cowrie may cause sleepiness or fatigue, so use caution before driving or operating heavy
What is anyone willing to clarify what Mayor Carey is asking? The relevance of the name Southern Cameroon, so former British Cameroons, or
yeah, I can help you.
Reason. Yeah, go ahead.
The speaker, you might well understand that in 1946, for example, there was British administered Cameroon, only one. But the British subsequently divided us into Northern and Southern Cameroon, where they organized two plebiscites.
Yeah.
One for British Northern Cameroon, which voted to join Nigeria, and one for British Southern Cameroon, that voted to get independent by joining French Cameroon. which became West Cameroon or Ponjani. So if we just say Southern Cameroon, it should be British Southern Cameroon. Because if you say Southern Cameroon, people will confuse it for Ebola. So what we say British Southern Cameroon, that's the name that we are referred to in the United Nations records. That part of Southern Cameroon that was administered by Great Britain. That's why we keep it British Southern Cameroon. Because we just say British Cameroon, that will include Northern Cameroon that is no longer with us. So British Southern Cameroon is that part that under Foncha's rule and Ndele was forced to go to Nigeria, to Cameroon, to La Republic du Cameroon. So that's what Okidam name. That's how it is in the United Nations records.
Thank you so much, Barrister Mbeseha, for that clarification. I hope that helps Mayor Carey with his question. Yes, yes,
if you would permit, I just want to add there's something I'm sure Barrister did also left out from what Carey is concerned. Mayor Carey did not limit it as a British Southern Cameroon. He said former British Southern Cameroon. So if you would permit, I want to give a brief justification why it is former.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, we have evolved from the British Cameroon that Barrister just mentioned into the British Southern Cameroons, into West Cameroon, and we just heard from Gojin Dinka clearly stating how Cameroon seceded from a semblance that was not actually true. And we are now not just trying to give ourselves a name, we've already given ourselves a name, and considering the fact that the former president actually ratified that by restoring our independence. So for clarification purposes, for explanatory purposes, we say former British Southern Cameroons, today Ambazonia. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you so much, Paddy. Thank you for that addition. Mayor Curry, your hand is still up. I don't know whether it's the old hand that I lowered or a new hand. Okay, we'll hear from Margot I, and then next person will be Christopher. Margot I. Margot I, are you there? Okay. Christopher Fonube.
Yes, now you're unmuting me. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I ask you to unmute.
In the presence of the president, we must dance. So I will greet the chair of the president and the president seated there. And I just want to add this small idea, knowing that these people, when they hear harsh words, they are like sitting up and standing at the same time. I would suggest that the letter to the UN be a little oiled since it's so short. Or I want us to oil it a little. That is my suggestion. The experts could oil it a little and make it palatable to them. That said, I want to add another thing, that as we are moving forward, there are many. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ma.
Some Ambazonians are really filled with wisdom. That is, they really can reason faster than some, and that is why we have pushed you to be in certain areas and some offices in this struggle. I am pleading that if you are blessed with many ideas, and once the ideas are pushed up, leave it there to be put up, and because you can be blessed to be in all the areas, but if they find that you are very, very good in one, just stay in that one and let the others go along with that best wisdom that came through you. In that night, we draw down self, and there will be a lot of respect for others. I want just to say that as we go ahead, many others as we come up, if you bring your idea, don't make it known that it came from you. So that it will always be Ambazonia, 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 Ambazonia. But we know you. We know those from whom that wisdom comes. We appreciate it. We keep it just within us. I don't know if I'm making myself a little clear.
All
So
right,
I've raised 2 points. That letter to the UN, the oil,
okay,
and wisdom, be sprayed all over from one mouth. Okay.
all right.
Professor, Professor, before you go, got the eye. Yes, the letter will be oiled. We're still waiting for Barrister Ghana. He's working on it. I just tried to reach him to get the final version. It's been oiled. Thank you.
Thank you. Because those people like that, they are easily irritated. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Margot the Eye. Christopher Finube.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, Mom. Mr. President, all members of cabinet are here respected. Team Ambazonia, it is my pleasure to express my voice, also air my heart in this forum. What is in a name? They used to ask, what is in a name? The name Team Ambazonia will stand because it represents the team from the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. The name Ambazonia will remain because anybody has the right to change his name even at the point of death. We have evolved, as others have said, and we will continue. We don't want to identify with anything Cameroon. We've moved from having a C to being an A country, like America. We are Ambazonia. So no more confusion between Cameroons. So we are referring to ourselves as former British for the sake of historical reference. So I want to also add that we need to oil that letter to the UN because it needs updating. It seems to have a lot of cliché that we used to sing in 2018, 2019. We need to update because a lot of countries sit down and endorse the Swiss-led process. We need to write to the UN and asking why will there be an approved negotiator and then the process is not going on. We need to update about the current situation of Ambazonia, the number of people that have died and the continuous subjugation that is going on with impunity. Thank you. This is all what I want to contribute.
Thank you so much, Comrade Fanube. All your points have been clearly taken into consideration. Thank you so much. Comrade Louis Mboa. Comrade Louis Mboa.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Can you get me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, thank you very much, and good evening to everyone. Good evening to the participants and the president, cabinet members, and all the honorables, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I think I've been listening to this debate with interest. Now, before I continue, I'll be brief and very quick. The Southern Cameroon's name, the Southern Cameroon was actually separated from the Northern Cameroons because the Northern Cameroon people were very much more comfortable with the Northern Nigerian region. So they were actually part of, although they were still a third territory, but they were governed as a whole with the northern region of Nigeria. So they weren't like Southern Cameroon. So what the British realized was that these people, the Northern Cameroons people wanted to be with the entire northern region, and that southern Cameroon was much more dynamic and had a bit more people who have well, educated, and they have other, aims. So the British decided to actually separate these two territories, because one was in southern Cameroon was attached to Nigeria, to eastern region. Northern Cameroon was attached to the northern region. However, when as I said, the British realized that the southern Cameroon people didn't like to be with, they want to have some kind of autonomy, but the northern Nigerian people wanted to be with the Muslim brothers. So that's why it was separated. Although the British said, well, it was for administrative reasons and so forth. And then so that came to a very big head when the 1953 crisis became very prominent, and the Southern Cameroon MPs actually said, well, they are being discriminated in Enugu, and they were going to assume a position of benevolent neutrality, basically boycotting, just going to the parliament and just watching and not saying anything. So in that respect, that's basically the actual point where Southern Cameroon became some kind of quasi-autonomous. From that point, the United Nations began calling officially the name British Southern Cameroon. So British Southern Cameroon, although it was yoked with the Northern Cameroons, they were completely separate in United Nations terms. So it was just always British Southern Cameroon after that time. It wasn't again, although they had the same agreement with the British, constitutional agreement, but if you go to the United Nations record, it's always Southern Cameroon until this day. So it's very, very important that we use that word, that particular name, British Southern Cameroon. Ambazonia can be used, yes, for us, but for legalistic reasons and for people to hear us and for them to refer back to documents who would use, and so, as somebody said, former British Southern Cameroon. That's very important. Another one point before I stop, we should not be very confrontational with the United Nations, because the United Nations is a diplomatic channel. So we should choose our words very carefully. We shouldn't choose words which would be like, we are so angry that we cannot negotiate. So we have to put our point, but not very confrontational. It's very, very important. Because when it becomes confrontational, people say, oh, these people are so immature, they don't know what they're doing. So we have to be very careful. Though we have to fine tune that particular document, we have to be very diplomatic and very, very considerate, using the right words and the right language. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Comrade Mboa. Thank you for your suggestions and clarifications. We have who else? Objective Voice. Objective Voice, are you there? Unmuting you.
Good evening to.
We can't hear you. Can you speak up, please?
I am very excited being within us.
Better.
I salute the president, the vice, and every member of the house. I was listening very keenly, and along the way, I got something about the name, like Southern Cameroon and then Ambazonia. I have a point there. I just want to tell us that we should not worry too much about the name. We need to be very tactical and strategic, because when we are moving closer to the end like this, we need to be very tactical and be very strategic. There are certain things we may just behave as if we are in alliance, such that they will not be when you want to catch a fowl, as you are throwing the corn, you'll be doing it small. So we are at the level of trying to put La Republic in a cage. So when we are at this level, we need to be very tactical. We should not bother. Once the thing is in our hand, we take our name. They will not come there at that level to tell us that when we call us Ambazonia, we should not call us Ambazonia. We'll be there. I mean, they will get our thing in our hand, we take our name, we'll rubbish the other one. But at this moment, I've been following them strategically. I've been discussing. Sometimes they want us to, they may have us to go, but they want us, they always like that name should be attached, like how you hear South Korea versus North Korea, how you hear South Sudan and the other Sudan. They will want it, they will want, maybe even at the level of that diplomatic table of negotiation, they will want that name to still be attached. That is very, they like it that even if we go, we should still carry that name. That's why over about 6 different outings of Abdul Karim, which is their contractor, I follow him very keenly. He will never use the word Ambazonia. Anytime Abdul Karim come out to make an outing, you hear you right and say Southern Cameroon, right. He does not want to use that name Ambazonia, and that is the word La Republic wish that even if they fight at the end want to go, we should go holding that name Southern Cameroon like North Korea and South Korea, South Sudan and North Sudan. They want us to carry that name even if we must go. So I want us to be very tactical that some of us may not be there. The leaders should know that at that moment when they are trying to making those things, if they still want us to attach that name Southern Cameroon to us, they should not worry about it. They should just take it lightly. I mean, they will get our things, we'll sit them, we'll discuss our things, we'll part our way, and that is all. Thank you so much, and I'm very happy I'm following everything. May God bless all of you who are here.
Thank you so much, Objective Voice. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mickey, your hand is up. Unmuting you. Mickey, you're unmuted.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, ma'am. The president, the vice president, all protocols are respected. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, loud and clear.
Yeah. My concern is with this Team Act. Ambazonia or Southern Cameroon is facing La Republique as a country. And I have been raising this idea that with the past threats from the other groups, I believe that we, the Ambazonians, have constituted our communities, the LGAs, and the counties, and they are represented by the people of the various LGAs. If other groups are within the Ambazonia, they are under all the LGAs. So if they don't want to follow their LGAs, then they should come behind just as participants and not as a group. Because when the table is put, Cameroon, La Republique will be on the other end, and Ambazonia will be on this other end. And they're not saying that other groups should line up. So for me, I want to believe that every LGA, if we need to have our people represented, every LGA need to constitute at least a member and send to the team so that they should be as one government and not groups of government. That is what Cameroon is looking for, that we should come as groups so that at least they know they can convince the other people to talk against the liberation of Southern Cameroon. So I'm just pleading that if they can do it this way and ask those people that if you want to join, then either you fall under your LGA or you stay behind just like a participant. We will not deny you from joining the team. That is one concern. Then with the numbers in the number of villages and stuff like that, I don't think the people will go and be opening the link, the Ambazonia genocide. Most people don't even like to open links. They are not sure because it may bring virus to their computers. So I think everything should be enumerated so that when they go through, they should know that this is what we are reading and not going to go to links and looking for whatever is in that link. I just want to add my voice to those other people like one mother came out and said in the number of villages that have been burned. And I think sometimes when they're giving the numbers, they give less. I hear of 3,000 people, 3,000 refugees. I mean, not only 3,000 people are displaced to La Republique. Over more than 500,000 are displaced, and the refugees, we can say over 1 million. Nobody is there to go and check out the number of people that are there. Amazonia is over 8 million, and if everybody is, if the country is deserted, where are the people at? They are in various other places, refugees and displaced to La Republique. So if you give less numbers, they will think that the war is right too, and they will not take it serious. And thirdly, the concern, another concern is with the petitions. I believe that all the petitions should be sent out. The 3 petitions should be sent out so that whichever has a good number of people, even whether good number or not, everything should be sent out. And they are all of them are not going to the same hands. They are going to different hands, and those hands, if they happen to be in one hand or in the same house, they will see that all these things are coming from these people. They have a lot of complaints. We have to take them serious because it's not only one complaint, and they may not really look at it. That's my own suggestion. If we can deliberate on that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Let me come in. I will just come in for the first thing about all the groups joining their LGS and stuff like that. I think the president reiterated that point a little differently from what our comrade is saying, because this is what we thought. The fact is, if the Swiss government and the mediator and the facilitator were to secure La République du Cameroon coming to the table, they will not call anybody who pretends to be act out there. They will never pick up their phone and call Boo Herbert or call all these people. They will call the principal, which is the IG. The thing is, we thought about it, that we created ACT, but in reality, it was they themselves, I mean the mediators who actually, HD, the facilitator who actually suggested to us that we create ACT to bring everybody together. But now I'm pretty sure they are regretting why they did that. You know why? Because the people who are pretending to be ACT members right now, who claim that they kicked out the IG, they have reduced themselves to memo signers and communique signers. They just write things and put it out there. That's their only value. Whenever there is any genuine communication coming from La République or from the mediator, the IG is called. So that's how they have actually made themselves irrelevant. Because even ACT, even the HD has realized that if there is anything of substance to be discussed, it's the IG that they call. So what is it? What is the use? What is the use of ACT? But if we dissolve ACT, if we say we dissolve ACT right now, they will still hog it and say they have ACT. So they have made themselves irrelevant. So what are we saying? If La République du Cameroon were to decide today to come to that table, the first person they will call is the principal, and the principal is the interim government. The interim government now will say, okay, you know what? We are creating our committees and we are doing this and we are doing that. And we will be the ones to decide who will sit in those committees. That's how we look at it. So these people, as time goes by, and we hold our meetings here, will become more and more irrelevant. Because all they will do is just go and write papers and protest and sign things out there which are irrelevant, because nobody will really talk to them. You know what I mean? So we will just stay put, like Americans will say, and let all the decisions that are made in this mediation process come to us, because that is what is happening. There was a time when they decided to have a meeting with the facilitator. He had a meeting with them, but you know what? He went and had a separate meeting with the IG before they could decide to go ahead with whatever they were trying to go ahead. So even if they talk to them, they have to talk to us. If we don't approve it, nothing goes. We are the principals. So they made a big mistake because we gave them air. They are relevant because of this IG. But they insulted us by saying that they kicked out the IG from out. So let them sit in that empty house called act and see how irrelevant they will become as time goes by. Because you know what? HD would never, ever, the Swiss government would never, ever reach out to them when it comes to something that needs a decision. It would always come to this IG because this IG is a principle. So in a sense, that's the way we humiliate them. They will come crawling and begging when the time comes. Because you know what? We are the ones who are going to make that decision, who sits on that table and who doesn't. And if we pull out of anything, it's done. If they pull out of anything, it's not done. So they are irrelevant, we are relevant. So let's just sail the boat and see what happens. Let them eat their own words, let them eat their own actions. We are not going to let act go. We're still going to sit here every day and say act, act, act. But you know what? We are going to be the ones to make the major decisions because we are the principals. So be proud of that. We have the institutions, and when the time comes, we'll select our intelligent people within this government to represent various committees. And if any of them behave themselves, we can push them into one small committee somewhere. But if they don't, they will not sit in those committees, whether they like it or not, because no one will deal with them because they are not the principals. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Mr. VP. Thank you so much.
Professor Bray, before you go
Yes.
to the next hands up, I just want everybody to just take a moment. We are 158 right now, but let's just say we're 150. Let everybody just go sign the petitions right now. There are three petitions. So I've sent it to most of the fora.
Yes.
So let everybody just go sign right now. When you sign, you can share to your by Twitter or by WhatsApp or by email to your own contacts. If we can do that exercise right now, please, it would be very helpful.
I know I'm actually in the petitions now and I see the numbers going up, which means people are actually signing. So please go ahead and continue and sign and share. I'll take Pastor Commando's hand and then Paddy. Pastor Commando.
Thank you very much, Coordinator. Greetings once again to the House. The deliberations are really coming up, and I want to say that the Vice President has actually spoken some of the things that I was about to just reiterate. We all know that the knife and the cake is in our hands as the interim government. So all the rigmarole that is going out there and the noisemakers on social media should not be a point of great disturbance to us. Of course, we shouldn't keep quiet to let the people know that this is who we are. So thank you very much, Mr. VP and the people of Ambazonia. I think that name ACT, as has been said by so many people, should remain. That does not mean that the people outside there whom we call frontline leaders should be the people at the forefront. We are the masters. So when we come out now and say, okay, we dissolve it and send them out, it will create another chaos that is not necessary and is not needed. So wisdom requires that we just leave them do the little that they are doing there, especially as we know that the main concerns are working directly with us. That's number one. Number two, I want to say that Dr. Ellard, I don't know whether by intuition or by revelation, made a certain statement, and that statement is very, very pregnant and very, very standard for our revolution. Now, if anybody understood, like I did a little, I think that will make this house more lively and more profound and more standing than it is. What am I saying? I'm saying that if we can all, one after the other, actually take the position that our president has taken. The position that our president has taken is a position of the background. Of course, nobody needs to come and sound a trumpet and sing what is going on. There is a germ that has caused this man to be where he is. And my prayer is that an average Ambazonian who is fighting to go to Boya should copy from this man. And when that is done, we will discover that self-projection in anything that you are doing will be broken. And when that self-projection is broken, you'll be working for the people of Ambazonia and for Ambazonia. And whatever you do, it will be recognized by him who recognizes, and not by you trying to self-project that everybody should know that I am the one who is doing this. If we can get into that spirit, I am telling you, it will be easier for us in the house to come together and discuss. And in the course of discussing in the house, definitely there will be misunderstanding of what somebody has said. There will be misrepresentation of what somebody has said. They will be trying to run faster than, to let your shadow run faster than you, and so many other things like that. Why? Because every human being is fallible. And when we can recognize that and get back to ourselves and say, okay, in your expertise of office where you are, and somebody is in his office, an institution given by this government, now if that person makes a mistake in that office, are you humble enough to get to that person and say, hey, my brother, my sister, you said this, I thought it would have been like this. If we can adopt that spirit, I am telling you, Ambazonia will be where it's supposed to be in the shortest time possible. This is my plea, that this house should be organized and harness itself in the way we look at things and the way we correct one another. Now, if you have an office and you're not satisfied with that office, report to the presidency. Hey, I'm not satisfied with my office. I want it to be changed. And when you are in that office and somebody is in another office, please respect that office, even if it's somebody like me who didn't do what I'm supposed to do. All right. Now, the next thing I want to ask Mr. President and the professors that are inside here to tell me, I have heard and I've seen some write-ups, well, objective voices, we shouldn't talk about names here, which is okay, very fine. But we have been talking of former British Southern Cameroon. What of the name West Cameroon? Where did it come from? Was it also a description of who we are? Or they were just appellations, and as Godijinka actually came out and said that, well, today we have a name called Ambazonia. So West Cameroon and former British Southern Cameroons or Southern Cameroons, can somebody actually help me to know where these names came from? And the last but not the least is, how do we get ourselves in the IG to speak? Okay, I've already said that, as one voice. How can we do that? Yes, sir.
I need to go somewhere. I want to say something. West Cameroon. Hold on. West Cameroon is a product of the fake federation. You remember, after that fake federation, they started calling us. They gave us that name. They called themselves Cameroon Oriental, Cameroon Occidental. So that is what they did. In order to wipe out the Southern Cameroon's history, it was the beginning of our assimilation. So they imposed the West and East to us. East Cameroon was them, West was us. That's what they gave us that name. So that name is irrelevant. Anyone in this revolution who believes that the Southern Cameroons is an independent country should never use the word West Cameroon. If you hear the word West Cameroon from anyone, they are a federalist. Bala always talked about West Cameroon. What's his name? Weber, who always say West Cameroon, because he's a federalist. These are all people who are in this revolution pretending to be us, whereas they are not us. The British Southern Cameroon, it is the trust territory that was granted independence. 1601. If independent, they voted for the Southern Cameroon to be independent. And the Southern Cameroon did not belong to the British. It was a United Nations trust territory. They gave it to the British to administer and prepare the indigenous people of that territory to become independent. But they didn't do their job, because they left our country without giving us a formidable force that could defend our territory. That is what they did, because they knew, they were angry that we didn't join Nigeria. And that's why they even split it, because they know the Northerners were so friendly with the northern part of the northern British Southern Cameroons were all Muslims, and they were all subjects of the Sadana of Sokoto. So they knew they were going to join Nigeria. So Britain wanted us to join, and because we chose not to join, they punished us and denied us that. They took away that third option. So if we call ourselves the British Southern Cameroon, it's still okay, but not West Cameroon. I am not a West Cameroonian. I am a Southern Cameroonian, a British Southern Cameroonian. But now I'm an Ambazonian, because we as a people have decided to restore our independence, and we have now adopted the name Ambazonia. So when it comes to official documents, we refer to the British Southern Cameroons because that is the name that is embedded in every document in the United Nations. It is not for our own consumption. It's to remind the international community that you voted for the independence of the Southern Cameroons. Where is that independence? Are we still independent? Why are we still being subjugated by another country, you know what I mean, who also got their independence just like us in 1960 and us in 1961? So that is the difference we have to make. We have to assert our authority. We have the right to choose our own name. But when it comes to correspondence, we have to make reference to what is in documents, what is documented within the United Nations, because that's the argument we are making. But we know we are Ambazonians because we have the right to choose whatever name. Burkina Faso used to be Upper Volta. They decided to change their name to Burkina Faso. You know, so.
Okay, Professor Bridget, let me just intervene here for a moment, please.
So I had one thing. Okay, go ahead. I had not finished. I just have one more thing to say to conclude.
Okay, Pastor Commando, let me just make this comment. Okay. This is really supposed to be a workshop, meaning that we really actively start signing those petitions. So I just want to appeal to everyone. We have more than 150 people right here. I know some of us have multiple devices, but let's just say average 140. We need to see at least 100 signatures today from this exercise. Right. That 100 people have committed to sign those petitions. And then we have a formula how to build the signatures as the days go by. So as we're having this conversation, people really need to go and sign the 3 petitions, please. That is really the goal. That's why we said the workshop, and we need to own this as Ambazonians. You know, we need to own it. It's something that you do that doesn't really take a lot of effort. You're not putting money into it. You're just putting what you believe in, that it can go somewhere to make a change for the cause that we are on, the struggle. So please let everybody just take a moment. Maybe we can just pause a little bit before we talk. Maybe give another 1 or 2 minutes silence for people to actively engage. I don't know if that helps before Pastor Commando goes on board talking. That's my suggestion, please.
Okay, I think Pastor Commando was going to finish a thought that he already started.
Yes.
But if you want to finish it now and we continue the signing, that's fine. If you can wait for us to have that signing, that's fine. But
let him finish his thought. Let him finish his thought, then we continue with the signing.
Okay. I wanted to come down to say I will obey the signing before I go ahead, but since I've been given the opportunity, I'll just go ahead, and after that, I'm going to sign all the 3. I started signing and I got locked up somewhere. All right. My last point was going to say is that somebody mentioned here that harsh words to the diplomats or in diplomacy are very, very dangerous. And I copy it from the history book that I'm reading, which says that a soft answer will turn away wrath. And I wanted to plead with Ambazonians, especially those of us who are in the interim government, and we are doing one activism or the other, to be sometimes very cautious when we are saying some things, because those harsh words can go a long way, especially when we are holding some positions. That harsh words can go a long way to create anger, and it is according to history. It will not work for our favor. We know that a child who wants to get the best from the father will not prove that he's tough, will just lie down. Then finally, we are a government. As much as it lies within us, let us not fabricate lies and propagate them, because one day those lies will be discovered. We know that the whole world is lying in wickedness, but then the idea that politics is lies telling will not actually help us in our quest. So those were just the comments I wanted to put forward there, and then finally ask that, okay, that one has been answered, so no need to prolong it. All right, thank you very much. I raise my case. I'm done. We're in the signing process now. That's why everything's quiet. All right.
During the signing process.
Thank you so much, Pastor Commando. We're going to take a few minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, to really allow people to get hands-on in the process of signing up and sharing. So we'll start right now. The 2 hands that are up, just hold your peace for a few minutes. Get online and sign the petitions, all 3 of them, and make sure that you share them. So get online, sign the petition, share to your friends and colleagues, and then we'll resume our discussions with Manigo, the ice hand, and the other 2 people. Thank you.
Professor.
Yes.
Please, I said when we want to sign a petition, we always need to use an email. We might be here 100 and something, and not up to 50 have email addresses. So we can give them the opportunity. If someone is having a difficulty to send one email address,
Yes, UN. We already said that people can create emails, and if somebody is having a difficulty, to let us know. We can help somehow to do that for them. So at least almost half of the people who are here have emails, and so they can sign and then go out and help others who are trying to sign or need help creating emails.
The date and that one on your left hand, it looks different. But so I'm going to put the receipt in this.
Mami Tebo, you want to say something or ask a question again? On mute now.
If anyone needs any assistance, please just drop it on the chat. We will see.
I was saying that I don't have an email, so I cannot sign. I don't know how to sign.
You have an email, you forgot the password.
Wow.
Have an email, you forgot the password. And so what you can do is you can send that message to your Facebook account.
Wonderful.
Doug, did you unmute me to talk?
Yeah, we'll help you later. We'll help you later to sign up. Don't worry about it. Yes, we'll help you sign all 3 because you have an email, you have Facebook.
Just to highlight, I don't know if any other person has encountered the same challenge. The last link has an error message. Let's just verify it. The last link has an error message. I've signed the other 2, but the last one has an error message. Let's verify. Yeah, the last link of the three has an error message. Perhaps it's just me. We should verify.
It's important to know that when you open the link, sometimes they ask you to chip in a dollar amount or chip in some money, or instead of chipping something, you share instead to your WhatsApp group or to your Facebook group, or you can do so. You can do so by email. So go online, sign the petitions, forward by email or WhatsApp, or chip in a dollar. You don't have to chip in any money for those who are worried. You don't have to donate any money. All you need to do is sign and share. So you can do so, sign and share. Thank you. So we are 152. The last time I was on there, the numbers had actually gone up to like 600. So that is good. So if we keep this going, and we'll make sure we send the links to our children, because they have a wider social media platform. They can send it to their friends, and it will be something fun that they can do. Thank you. Let me see. Anyone having trouble opening the links or signing up? All right. Everyone is so quiet. I'm assuming that they are signing. I don't want to get you distracted by asking Fadi to play some music, but let's focus on this and get it done. 5 more minutes.
Paddy, can you please repost the 3 petitions on the Zoom chat, please? There are some people who are asking. Magida is asking what we are doing. So I tried to copy and repost, but it didn't work. So if you can repost it, that would be great for those who are still coming in.
Okay. My patients. My patients, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I just did.
Okay. Thank you so much, Paddy.
I think it would be smart to have some music since we're streaming.
Yeah, you can put low music so that people don't get distracted. And the links are also in ABC forum, in case you can't see it on the chat. Paddy, play some music now. Play chem chem che re 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 re.
Mayor bi se punya se ngo te weka manche ya fo ya kwa no e ngo kari no mo we se e ngo manyu
Oh no! Petit. Mchemchi vomanyo.
Vomanyo manchoko ya ngomot. Special dedication to Manyu sons and daughters all around the world. Seseko champion Arab money. Searchlight schools, Jonaya properties. Executive Director at Global Think and Tank Africa, Joachim Marie, Morsing London. Tata Asaf Akebe Bibi Eyanga Dr. Henshaw Ebai Momanyu, the future. President Desmond Ashu, Mecca, UAE, Dubai. Rambo Mix de Dubai, Montagbari. Manu, fully represented. Everybody on the dance floor. President Daflo, Mr.
Steamboat. Oh no. Eno Ross. Waters. Zidane. Houston, Texas. USA. Eno Soro. Mamawa. Gore Seseko. Gore Daddy. Atagas Mariama. Williams Bison. Nengora Eugene Bison. Business Gurus. Houston, Texas. Ereti Neva. Mama is a baby manga. Ne Ashu Jim. Varovese. Cinquième tive qui veut te gagner un dorambe. Fais va quoi. Oh no! Oh yo. Achumanga. 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 DJ Manas, the man behind the machine. Mano. Oh no. Tabia Bonkwai, Adax Petroleum, Montagbara, Commandant Bison, Customs, Tafungasa, Maxi Manor, Bangakangari, the Golden Voice, Mamanyo.
Have we all signed in, or do we need more time?
No, I think we should going to proceed. Others, it's getting late somewhere
Okay,
else.
so, all right. So others can join in later and sign in later.
Yes.
I see two hands up. Margot I and Reverend Victor. Since Margot I already spoke, Reverend Victor, I'm unmuting you, and then after you, Margot I.
Well, I just wanted to have a little clarification on the idea of kids signing. So I wanted to know, do they have an age group limit? Because some of us may want our kids to sign, but we don't know whether they have an age group limit for them to sign. So that's all I wanted to know.
Okay. I don't think there's any particular age limit for petitions, unless Mape knows something that I don't know. But I know that kids 16 can sign, especially because kids under 16 have been known to make audios or say their piece during petitions. So I think the kids are fine.
There's no age limitation. Just move
Yes,
on.
that's what I think too.
Yes,
that's my thought.
Okay.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
Yes, we should all get our kids to sign up. Younger kids, older kids. They have a lot of track and movements on social media so they can get their friends to sign up. All right, Margot I am unmuting you. Thanks, Pastor Victor. Good question.
Yeah. Thank you, Doc.
Okay.
Am I connected now?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. I will use what I want to say needs some discrete words, and I will want to use our normal language because it's very somehow. So the thing I want to say,
yes, sir.
that uncle, that enemy uncle, so It come for compound. I sit down here, they say they get insurance. So if you get plenty picking them, if you get picking them, you go get plenty money for insurance. So it don't come for compound. It clear up picking their name. It go right hand. And as you know, we be picking them. If we, that, especially that picking the way they been a boy picking their insurance the high. So it don't take and go. As it goes, so it go now go take his money there. But that beginning, enough it talk before if then talk, you follow knock and kill up. So now, so as I talk, we powerful compound. It don't say talk say thing we hold on for outside. The two way they make them, we name the strong for outside. Now we for inside house with now the ground. So now, so as I don't go take that picking the name that enemy don't go take that picking the name. No, go right hand, come out, tie your face. They read them the whole country the year, the whole world ground the year. So we will live and so no commercial. So we will live. I mean, that beginning when they don't write the name, so they go shout me the follow killer. Now you really think they don't touch my heart. I say, my guy ask Ambazonia then say we will live and so because we don't know the my way tie face. So but for the way we will look and for year, we know so now that enemy so. So this thing it worry my heart. Now here I say. We don't put them, we don't pray on top, but it needs say, no way to talk. So we no for wash that picking their name, then maybe for the picking they will come out wash up. My way, yeah, they tell you, yeah.
Thank you, my God, Ayo. We don't hear. Good idea. Next hand up is Comrade Claude. I'm unmuting you.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, all protocols to be observed in the house. Now, I just wanted to put it in the forum, but I just wanted to say that there's an age limit. You have to be 16 and older. If you're less than 16, you don't need to sign.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You know something that we don't. Age limit 16 and above. Thank you so much for clarifying that. All right. Any more questions? I don't see any hands up, which means we don't have any more questions. We're assuming that we've all signed the petition and we are getting friends and families to sign. Oh, UN.
Marbury, before UN comes, I posted something on the forum, and I'm going to in the chat. I'm going to share with in the different fora. You know how we have our mixed baggages. We have family members that are for the struggle, and some family members that are not. We have friends that are for, and friends that are not. If you read what I just wrote, that's what I'm going to be sharing with my friends and family. And I suggest you guys can bold this or do something similar, where you're saying that we all come from, we see this struggle in different eyes. We have different perspectives. But this is one thing that we can collaborate in, because the bottom line is that we want a permanent solution. And if it goes into the right hands, then a solution will come from it. Doesn't matter whether you won one Cameroon or two Cameroons or whatever case may be, whether you're a federalist or independent or, this is something that should appeal to everybody. So let's use that to share with everybody so that encourage everybody to sign. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mape. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. All right. Now, UN, you have the floor.
Hello, you hear me?
Yes, so I hear you.
Okay, I thank you. I want just for add some small information for what Mami Godi I talk for the. And first, before I go for the Dr. Patience, you don't talk me they share information for people, even family members. The difficulty we will get for us. We want international mediation. Some people where they don't want them war, maybe they will want any kind of mediation, but we don't see black legs them now. They don't want them Swiss talks. They don't want them international mediation. They want dialogue. Cameroon give us solve your own problem itself. So we therefore know the people who they send this thing for them. So that means they not go write something and put something for them. Now for which way Mami Gori I talk, it be very, very critical and very important for you. Because we don't see we fight as them, they don't go for out day and we fight as them, they don't go for outside day. Some of them they be brainwashed and they check they go to fight, whereas they not the fight. Whereas they not the fight now the real enemy. And where they take people them go sell them. I will give you some scenario. First, they say Ivo, it be die for a battle. Which battle we as a general we go there he won. Second, they say Ayike die for battle. Which battle Ayike go for the he won. They can't talk say Field Marshal die for battle. Which battle Field Marshal he die for the he won. Where we know you say bodyguard and the video. And when we hear this, we boy them where they go die for Batibo for the they say they die for battle. And we see gun them. Even if they be involved with La Republic, as all we know, if La Republic decides they want to kill them, one of them or two, it will also shoot gun for against La Republic. And not like we talk a fang, a run. And 2 days before that, no pity, they can't talk say they go attack no pity. Different people and they died. They talk say no pity, a run. So all these people now just say they don't run for go gather different fighters and for go live and La Republic. So we get for educate people. I be not educate people tired. Say if you are person fighting for Ambazonia, talk anything where some person talk say go against your people, so that in case you know they are alive, somebody will talk a history. I be talk so in the days of Ivo, in the days of Ayiki, in the days of Commando, and the days of this other one, the way where they can't die for so audio don't come out today. Wake up all near the toxic. At the time where they form Skakuf, and where Skakuf it already be now for restoration. When a pastor be for them, this is with La Republic people for China, ambassador for Biada, even come, they welcome them or say they want to try for peace for La Republic. So you will see how these people, when they come, they become full with people. They will try to educate with family members. I beg. This boy, them they tell we say they die for party, both the party be there for 3 days. Which 3 days party? Those boy them they go give them something that they drink. What they drink, go sleep or whatsoever. Then La Republic don't go to shoot. That's why they not be wound any La Republic person. May go try for educate with mommy them. Now mommy they carry picking them for Bella. May we mommy educate with people. All those fighters the way they did for home front. What are the way they did for Fako, they say the FAF, the RK, and everything. The only solution we when I go for fight under interim government, under LGAs and on counties. Any person we don't carry gun against La Republic, they will can't kill for loss of evidence. It will kill you, lost the evidence. Do not be accept when I carry person, Regina Mundi, go put up some house for 2 months. Then when I still go for inside that house for 2 months to go for this. And where Like how Mama me talk for this, some person for face talk say he one announce how one from ground zero this. Now we get information say those people they become join together. Say me they go join for ground zero leadership and where they go endorse Ayaba. And from there where Ayaba found, you see how the rogo join, they call la Republic, they go finish. Now why that way if you cover your face? Why if you not cover your face? Why different one not cover their faces? And this thing, I think what they call and say the unity warrior. And the unity warriors now say it be endorsed by the coup plotters, the Chris Anu and the rest and the rest and the rest. Where they there for day. So when I not get for limit this matter and I say now for Ayeba. Their goal now for sure la Republic say okay, since I don't take contract for end this war, say for kill all fighters. How can you prove to us that you are still with us? That is why they went and killed Ayeke, they killed Ivo, they killed Fibacha, if Atoido died true. They killed this one, they killed this Chacha, Amigo, and all these things. All our fighters, we don't get more than 50 generals when they don't die. When 80 people kill them. When we not even La Republic kill them. So me, mommy, and papa, then they tell we boy them. When I not get for the fight gorilla war, go to shop for inside. Even when I want to drink mimbo, when I buy the mimbo, carry and go for inside farm, inside bush. Any man, you know, the other man, a day like 20 meters or 30 meters from the other person. He drink one beer. If you want sleep for day, he go to sleep for day. Now so he get for B. Because the Republic cannot come to Batibo and kill up to 15. They only talk 15. I don't know about that way. They want to minimize it. Without any single gunshot. And it's the same thing they said about Commando. But nothing was, there was no fight in Yi about Commando. Maybe people in the tribe for land are back. Maybe we not make us say the call we say will be Anglophones today. I just talk this thing because I interfere because Mamido can't talk for this. So Mado in name for the rap thing to face. He talks, he want to form this, or I can't tell them. Because the Republic can disguise with those people. It can't join one. It talks say, oh, we the drink, we keep going there, move going there for dance, we start the dance, so. Then a different pattern, it can't surprise me. A chill because people like Efang them, they get dressed where they do. When they will go for Bui, they say Efang Iran. They go for NS, no pity, they say Iran like 3 times and they keep fighters and all those kinds of things. And they kill all those generals. So which battle, why they never kill the Republic on people them, where they did for it? Even today, that field marshal where they talk for say they be destroy camp. Who side the properties the way we get them? Why they not be sure? La Republic not be sure. Why a field marshal you go die where you bodyguard them? They not pass through your bodyguard them. Me Ambazonia, me will learn very well. We will learn very well. I want to give this information for some people. They call them names, their names. They say the Clovis, and the my country people. See. Strangers that don't come for the kill your family, and then when I wake up, they join the stranger for kill my family. No, say, he no go trust you. Yes. If my country people and Clovis, they make and they kill all Ambazonia restoration forces, never a day say they would become now francophones. Them. Never a day. And when I decided, when I want Cameroon, go join La Republic for that side. Begin working for the Lengole, then they work for the. Not the work at the fool with people and work at the kill with people and all those things. And I pray, and they still pray for people them, where they come up for these communities, where these boys them, where they fight against us, where they there for they. Send me they give us all the information, their family members, their pictures, their houses, their homes, everything. Like the really cool people, me they show my country people, we brothers, sisters, family pictures, everything for we. Because that is what they are doing against us. Even that Clovis, Nasiri, and the rest. Yes. Even this one, the way they say they call themselves, they be fab where they work and they take money for this, so and they work and they dribble people and all the rest. Me, now where are they? They don't already inform me. I know all information about Fako. Say those boys the way they did for Fako, they don't be compromised. Yes. And it is not a problem for me because even a foreign country want attack we, anyone come, it knows a capital and last position where we go for the. So me will go to the peripheries, we go for all the other counties, we go for Meme, we go everywhere, everywhere. Even the Tony, where when I put you for day, I can't hear, they can't talk for interim government. If Tony cannot show his face to the interim government, he should not be trusted. Yes. We cannot work and trust anybody that we don't know the person's face. Because these same people, they talk to us, take our money, they eat, and then they go there for home front. We chop the Willa Republic. Dr. Sako, therefore, they know they had the face. My patient know they had the face. Dr. Beatrice, they know they had the face. I know they had my own face, different face. Why when I will go to take people, they come for inside intergovernment where they hide their faces? If you want to remain an anonymous person, do not take a position of responsibility. Yes. Because I'm not be fool where I can't show my face for you. That is what my country people is doing. Taking all this, our boy, them show their faces them for outside day. They walk and talk, they Clovis, Nasiri, the rest, they walk and they talk, and then my country people not they show your face. And that is what really categorize or make us look like Anglophiles them. If I trust you, if I trust Chris Anu should come and tell me and show me the face of the person that he gave the 135,000 US dollars to. Let Chris Anu come and tell me and show me the names and the faces of those who he claimed field marshal. That is how we are going to do it. Nobody said you can't do something for background. So. No, it's not a work show. So Ambazonia people, where we are there for home front, any person where you know they show you face for outside there. Whether it been a president, whether it been a vice president, whether it been a who, make will not listen to that person. Any person when they take care for prisoners, and not take care for refugees, and not the worker, toxic this he want an international mediation. Where in not the toxic he want Ambazonian government, make will not listen to that person. Now me at the table and I meet you and at the talk. My name there for outside there, my first day there and everything is dead. We did fight for free now for home front for them. We not fight for free ourselves. I live very well in America. I did draft, I did do everything because I know say I grow for the same house we wanna. So I want to forget a good life. Yes, now the thing where it stands for that is how we are going to go. We don't want any federation, no union with La Republic. They never kill with 45,000 people. Some will go join again with La Republic. We are not going to have any business with La Republic. Even after independence, time will have plenty.
You don't talk plenty talk. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. We don't hear. We go see how IG will fix some that in the way we talk. All right. Winnie, Madam Speaker, I'm unmuting you. I don't know.
Oh, thank you. I just needed co-host. That's why my hand is up. And so I got my hands to be over. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Do we have any more questions before we move on? My patience is Barrister Ghana or Comrade Oben ready now? My patience. Any more questions?
My patients may be driving to work, so.
Okay, because we were waiting for her to contact Barrister Ghana, and we also have not heard from Comrade Oben, so I don't know whether they are available now.
I'm about to leave for work. Something came up, so I'll be listening as I'm driving.
Okay, so you didn't succeed to get.
I couldn't reach the Barrister Ghana at all.
Okay,
but
and
basically, the beauty about petitions is that you can always go and update them.
Okay.
So the one that we have on, the content will be changed based on what he worked on.
Okay.
And I know Ma got it, and a few other people wanted it to be spiced up, so it will happen. And Mawini will take over. And the point of bringing Comrade Oben had to do with putting some of the petitions on the screen for us to work on it, but I think we were able to manage without that, so I don't think it's necessary. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So
No problem.
I'll be listening as I drive to work.
All right. Thank you so much, my prof. My Patience Abiedu. Thank you so much. Okay. So in that case, we're just going to move ahead with the schedule. We want to hear from SOS Dr. Mungwa. Is he in the house? He needs to tell us the next steps for Ambazonians. SOS Mungwa, are you in the house? SOS Mungwa? I don't see him in the house. Paddy, can you step in for your boss? Because we have 3 items left, which is at least a good sign. We can end pretty soon. SOS Mungwa was going to say something before we hear word of encouragement from VP Ate.
Professor Table, let me step in since Dr. Mongwa is not around.
Okay.
Is Dr. Ella still in the house?
Dr. Ellard already spoke earlier. I don't know if he's still available in the house. Dr. Ellard.
That's what I'm asking.
Dr. Ellard, are you still around? Yeah, he spoke earlier.
Okay. All right. I know I will be talking, so we can just skip the item of Dr. Mongwa. I would combine both when I do my final closing remarks.
Okay.
I will bring the next steps forward. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. In that case, then we move on to welcome VP Ate to give us some words of encouragement.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, fellow Ambazonians, and it is always a pleasure to see how committed we are. We sit here for hours and hours during all these meetings. It's quite tiring, but we still do it because we know what we are fighting for. I know we have discussed before about participation in ACT, and I think I came out and said what I have to say. I know the chair lady wasn't here, so I will make the recording for this meeting available to her so she can actually hear for herself what the president said and what we said in this meeting. I just want to encourage everyone to be calm about this ACT thing. We are ACT. All of us in here, we are ACT. But like I said before, when the time comes, just like we went to Washington during the ASSC2, as a constituent assembly involving all cabinet members, all office of the president, IHR, county chairs, LGHF, as stakeholders of the revolution. That's when we're going to constitute ourselves, if at all the president gets a call from the mediator saying that La République du Cameroon wants to come to the table. Then we're going to do that, and then we're going to start forming those committees. I think it's a brilliant idea, because if we start electing people from different areas, we already have an IHR, but the people who were elected into the IHR might not have the necessary competency when it comes to diplomacy and negotiations. So these are things that should be treated with the utmost care. So when that time comes, that's when we're going to constitute. We're going to call for a constituent assembly. And all those who are now bashing us, who are sitting in something called ACT, that is when they're really going to understand who is really the principal in this thing. So I just want to plead with everyone to be calm. And one other thing that I want to say is that in this negotiation process, even though I am not a member of ACT, but I know I do get some briefings sometimes about what is going on. But I just go by instinct. When you elect somebody from an LGA to represent anything diplomacy, how do you unelect that person? We've seen situations where county chairs or LGA chairs or defense chairs have been elected. And then when it comes time to say, hey, it's time for you to go because you did a bad job, they don't want to go. We don't have any way of holding them accountable. So let's not tie ourselves into that kind of arrangement, because it might actually come and bite us in the ass, as I would say. Sorry for that language, but that's just the truth. So when the time comes, we're going to constitute ourselves in that constituted assembly. And then that's when we're going to start bringing in in-house experts and out experts from within or without to actually place them where they belong, where they have competence, where they are competent to serve. So that's just my advice, because I know this act thing has been talked about a lot. The little workshops that the members of ACT are doing, let's just let them do whatever they're doing, consult with the president and answer questions with HD and our facilitators and mediators. But let the Ambazonian people just keep doing what they are doing, contributing and fighting the war in Ambazonia and things like that. And just let this act thing be for now. So those people will choose their own words. The people who said the IG was kicked out of ACT, let's just let them choose their words, like I said before. So thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, VP Ate, for those encouraging words. We're slowly getting to the end of this Team Act workshop. Having said that, we're going to move on to closing remarks by ACT's chair, Dr. Winnie Lobati. But before we get to that, I see two hands up, so maybe we take those two hands before the closing remarks. So Ambazonia Bobo, your hand is up, followed by Maviki. So I'm unmuting Ambazonia Bobo.
Yeah, thank you, Ma. I don't know if Amber One is still in the house.
He is there somewhere.
Yeah, if he's still in the house, I don't know, but I'm somebody that always come on saying things like I'm off topic. But I've heard somebody insisting to talk with, because no matter how all of us here are in a particular department, and that department is run by Dr. Ella, that he was supposed to be here all to the end of the meeting. We don't want to, let me just leave it there, but I hope everybody understand this kind of situation.
Okay.
It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
Okay. So it's not a question, it's a comment. Dr. Ellard, are you still in here to respond? Okay. He's not here, probably getting too late for him. But we've heard your comments, Amazonia Bobo. Thank you so much. Thank you. Maviki. Maviki, are you there? Maviki Bali. Are you there?
Sorry. Yes, Ma. I was just waiting to be unmuted.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Coming from work, but I managed to join. I want to appreciate everybody here. And I want to say that and also push this petition is that every meeting we have in our LGAs and counties, we should try to post this on the chat forum and have people sign. People need to send it to their kids. I'm telling you, the young adults, about mass killings, they are all on their phones, calling each other, calling their parents, calling their siblings. So we need to push this on the young adults. If you have a child that's whatever the age is, 18 and up, in the 20s, this is their thing. Let us push this on them, because if it's just us, you know how people are. Let us push this to our kids. They wait for us to contribute. If you have an nephew, niece somewhere, just push this to them and ask them to push it along. We will see how far this stuff will go. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Vicky. Yeah, most people already considered that, and we talked about it earlier. To send it to the youth, because they have such great following and they're constantly on their phone. So point well taken. Thank you so much. Any other hands? This is your last chance, because we're moving to the last item on our agenda, so that at least we can finish up on time and let people in Europe and home front get some rest. I'm trying to see if there are any hands. If there are no hands, then we will call on Ma Winnie Lobati, the chair of TIMACT, to give us a closing remark, and then we'll hear from Pastor Victor to give us the closing prayer. Ma Winnie, over to you. Oh, I see Claude's hand up. Comrade Claude. Just in time. Comrade Claude. Unmute. Comrade Claude, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. No, mine is just a friendly reminder that we should not forget that Boye is drafting on Saturday. Yeah.
Okay. Friendly reminder, Boyo is drafting on Saturday, this Saturday in 2 days.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Ma Winnie.
Thank you. Thanks to everyone. Let me see if I can get my picture on. Since I can turn my video on. Okay, fellow Ambazonians and everyone, whether you are a guest of Ambazonia or you are somebody just watching Ambazonia at the corner, I want to thank everyone who showed up today for participating in a workshop. Hopefully, we will have many more workshops that will be. I consider this a family workshop, a family meeting. So I want to thank everyone who showed up today. It is the best thing that when we come together, we work together, we can play together, and we can enjoy the freedom that we'll have later once we get at home front. So I thank everyone who was patient and waited and listened to all the petitions that we want to do. This is actually, if you look at the faces of the clock, you have different hour, you have the minute hand, and you have the hour hand. We are trying to push our hour hand so we can get it.
Ma Winnie, adjust your camera so that you are upright, you are sideways.
Thank you. The problem is it's my phone. So I have to put it, hopefully I can get it. Hopefully I can get it on my desktop.
Okay.
I was trying to get desktop. Desktop was mad saying it wants to update first.
Yeah, you just need to.
I just got home. Okay. I hope they can get me now.
We can get you. It's just the image that is sideways.
Now you are sideways.
So you need not the best.
You need to rotate. Yes. Okay. Like that. Perfect.
Like that. Beautiful.
Okay. That's fine. Yes.
All right.
All right. Thanks everyone again. I would not repeat myself, but I want to. Dr. Mungwa was supposed to talk about the next steps, and in a way, each one of us have really spoken and brought the next steps out, talking about our involvement, not just, we've been used to doing drafts, contributing at our LGA level. We are gradually notching and taking the struggle to another level. And this level, yes, in the past, we did a lot of petitions, a lot of emailing to whether it was the United Nations, to so many organizations. It did bear some fruit. It may not have been as much as we wanted, but now that we have structure, the interim government structure, whatever we are doing now, there is a target leadership that when we do things, when we make petitions, they know who to contact. And so now we are doing things with an impact, with a difference. So I just want to thank everyone who has already signed the change.org petitions. Remember, I said petitions because we have multiple, and we are coming from different angles with those petitions, but the overall goal is to let the international community know that we are not quiet, because what they are supposed to do that is right has not been done, and we want their consciences to prick them. And the beauty also is when petitions get high enough signature, it helps us. It brings us to the limelight. It opens some doors that you don't need some special person to take you through the back door. It opens you some of the front doors. So we want to make this, and I thank God that somebody talked about sharing with the young adults. So the young adults, they will push it as well strongly, especially when the message connects with them. They push it because they have that strong following. I thank everyone for being here. I thank you for your patience that you took your afternoon. Last week you were here, and this week you've chosen to come back. I thank you all. I appreciate that. So far, I haven't seen what our final number for this evening is, but I hope it's going up somewhere. And don't forget, share this. This is the easiest way you can share and tell our story with your colleagues at work, your friends at church, or even your pastor at church. This is the best time you can. Just give me a minute. Let me switch this and get a better image. Just a minute.
Unmute yourself, unmute yourself. Dr. Lobati, unmute yourself. Can the host give our co-host, please, to unmute herself? Paddy, give her okay.
Thank you. The beauty is once we do all this together, we can now leave the bigger impact that we want. So thank you guys for coming. We are in this together. We cannot do this by ourselves without involving the rest of the international community, because they will be ultimately, their consciences will not leave them in peace as we begin to push more and show them the evil and that has been occurring in our nation, and as well as letting them know that they have a say. The say is not that they are the ones fighting or the ones that are losing, but they are the ones who can stand for justice and say justice has to be meted, and every human being on earth has the same right for self-actualization and self-determination, and Ambazonians are no exception, or Southern Cameroonians are no exception. If other people want to choose the freedom, they want to choose their freedom to join La République, let them go and leave our land. and our people with us, and let us have it. So we are moving forward. So the next steps, share the petition. Share it. As a reminder, you do not have to donate. And for those of us who are on at the home front and we think we want to share, we can also share. You can share. There are many ways you can share. You can share it with those your friends who you consider are bush fellas, who do not even actively participate. Share it with them. So I really want to thank you for being here. And I also want to say we are also going to be the ones to blow our trumpets loud by sharing. And as we do that, as it builds momentum, let's watch and see how the international community that knows that we have a structure, how they will respond and come speak. We know they are speaking, but we want them to move that hour hand of the
No, I'm muting. I'm trying to unmute my.
Move that hour hand of the clock to a position where we're getting to the past the midnight hour and the dawning of day is coming for Ambazonia. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, Mawini, I was listening. Don't forget to thank those who were instrumental in getting the petition placed and the others, please.
Thank you, my patience, for reminding me. Just like the VP had said, that when people should not think that Team Ambazonia is just for some elitist group of people. It is, you have to have representative, you have to have people that will do some things. And even as we go about doing those things, most of us in Team Ambazonia, get this right, we are not going to sit on the negotiation table. Some of the members who will be voted to sit or selected to sit on that negotiation table may never be members of Team A, but they will be the ones to sit there and negotiate with La République de Cameroon. Therefore, Team Ambazonia from time to time will bring people to help them work on special projects. Like this project, it took us to bring our legal minds, our technical and IT minds, and also our minds that can write very well. We brought them together to do this. So I want to extend special thanks. So I don't want to call names and forget them, but I will call and try. Barrister Mbehesa, Barrister Ghana, Comrade Paddy, Comrade Claude, Comrade Oben, and all the other Team Ambazonia members, Comrade Steve Neba. I want to thank you all and all the others that we brought you at short notice, and we shared the vision, and you were able to bring it and make it come to pass. Thank you all. Thank you all. So Team Ambazonia thanks every one of the people that work in the background to get this. We are still, as it was said, we will continue to perfect the petition even while it's going on, so that we get the right wording and language that will hit the greatest impact. Thank you all. God bless you all. Madam Moderator, over to you.
Thank you so much, Mawini. Thanks to everybody who has been able to join us today. We have officially come to the end of the program, and we're going to call on our very own Pastor Victor Mba to give us a closing remark. Closing prayer. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you, Madam Chair, our President, the Vice, and every Ambazonian that have made this a very great success. I have one scripture for us. Psalms 127 from verse 1. It says, unless the Lord builds the house, those who labor in vain. And unless the Lord watches over a city, the watchman watcheth in vain. We are of that generation that have allowed the Lord to build Ambazonia. And that is why we don't take it lightly when we begin with him in prayers and we end in prayers. It's a sign to surrender. It's a sign of surrender to the Lord. To say, even though we have all these legal minds and all these bright Ambazonians putting their heads together, bringing all of this, we need the Lord to take this through to the end for us. And that is why we gathered here. And we want to appreciate every one of you that have worked tirelessly for us to come this far. And I want to say that please, there is still work ahead. Let's not be weary in doing well or in doing good, for there will be a reward at the end. I'm sorry that my video is not on, I don't know why, but shall we pray at this time? Thank you, Father, thank you, Lord, that we had this solemn assembly gathered again today, not just to talk that doesn't matter, but to talk core strategies and to look into our past and see what is it for our future. King of glory, we call upon your name at the beginning of this meeting, and we are here again to say thank you at the end of this meeting for how much you have been with us and how much you continue to be with us. Thank you for all those who spoke, from our president to everyone that contributed a fact. King of glory, we thank you for the inspiration that you have given us at different spheres of life, at different levels. You have inspired Ambazonians from all walks of life to gather here to show the world that we take the planning of our nation serious. And that, Lord, you, the good God that rewards hard work, Father, that you reward this hard work and give us our nation a free Ambazonia by the end of the day. Our joy is that we did not begin this. This was your plan. And we know that you will take us through to the end. And that is why, oh God, we take authority in the name of Jesus and we destroy the works of our distractors. We destroy the plans of our distractors. And we ask that you, the good God that began this work, you will take us through to the end. Father, we say thank you. We honor your name. Bless our president, bless our
Pastor Victor, on mute, please.
Pastor Victor.
As these petitions arrive the White House or the United Nations, our prayer is that, oh God, you will touch the hearts of men that have compassion for people, men that will not be bought with money, that they may rise up and stand and fight for the people of Ambazonia. We thank you, Jesus, for how far you brought us. Thank you for how far you've taken us. Be glorified. May the purpose and the intention for these petitions be fully achieved, be fully realized, and that these will play a legal and a very important part to the actualization of our independence. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Lord. For in Jesus' name we pray, and God's people say amen and amen.
Amen. Amen.
God bless you, sons, for those distractions.
Amen.
Thank you all. Well.
Thank you so much, Pastor Victor. Thank you, everyone. You see, that moving prayer is only an indication that we are all determined. And so I want to take this moment to thank my co-moderator, Professor Ayim. Thank everyone who has been here with us. And next time, thank you. We'll officially come to the end, but we can definitely stay on. If Paddy can put us some good music, we can do so while Mape is driving.
Recording stopped.
We still have
to say before the music.
Yeah, you can say it now. That's why I said, with the closing prayer. You can say it now. You want to speak up? Do so now.
So this one, I put up.
Where's oh yeah.
Do you want to say something? And for those of you who joined late, make sure that you sign all 3 petitions.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now. UN.
Yes. Okay, for me.
Well, I think let me mute everybody again. Go ahead, UN.
Okay. Which way the talk now say? We get a lot of things the way they disturb us. Now for educate with fighters, where especially where they don't go join unity workers and the rest, where they work at the kill with they work enough. And the next thing we go for about federation. Maroon. You know, get for steady food for sad. That's the first thing. Again. We'll go for put down for down. The next thing, now say we get for sporadic actions. Mean everywhere. And
unmute yourself again, UN.
Oh, I don't know what I've been already for which place again, doctor? Me, you tell me.
We talk about federation.
Yeah, at the toxic. Any person where they talk about federation, be they about Baladam and the rest of people that for one Cameroon, they're not going to stay their food and for one. I mean for Southern Cameroon again. Because now people in the Republic, they take them for project them, like a senior leader. Another thing where we go for do, now say, no impostor, where it be in the name of senator, or it be in the name of parliamentarian, it get for stable food for Southern Cameroon. Because they say Belamoki them and the rest them, all those, because those are the people holding us. Yes. When we believe from Nigeria, now only because of elected representatives, where they be go for they command them back up. So if we allow these people, they can't talk federation, go them freely. They work go so. They go for fight. They tell you what they full fight out. They go for fighters. They give money like 500,000. They talk say no. Yes, this fight we will fight. Now Trump fight. Me wanna fight for outside. We will fight for inside it. We don't know direction where they get for come for them. So if we don't talk, say we will be vote some people. Like how we Francophone and talk say they were no elections in Southern Cameroon. We give or no say we don't need to receive those people in whatever form. This Galajera and all these people where they did. I don't even hear saying Galajera, they can't go here for America for you. And Ambazonia them for one. Where people don't go kill their people. They talk say they want to go make soya for you, barbecue for you, and all those things. So this thing the way with this CMC, now them go they hold us. Me, I tell you something. I don't know. We're there for this forum. I don't know. I mean, I don't know we are only people. Let me tell you people something that you don't know. The day where one country will talk say recognize Ambazonia, I guarantee when I say the next 24 hours, the people will take all Anglophone. Now, me tell you, I know them very well. Now, when the people make them, they put price for bottle. So when you buy Mimbo, you go give 100, then you bring bottle back, they give the Mimbo for you. Because now people, if they not get colors, they take bottles, broke them for down, knock you with them, do so. So all we people them, Even at the Bohebe and the rest, we want to ask them, say, when I want to restore it, when I want to restore leaders or groups or Ambazonia people, Ambazonia as a government, a country, and with all the institutions that we for that. Now, this boy, the way they kill them, for battle, they bring some rifle boy. They not be know that they not be know the landscape for Batibo. So they not be able to run. So now whether we just me any man fight for LGA, I there for you so. Do I rush down for a year for long? And if you take me put up for my LGA, you cover my item. Even our black cloth, I will work, I'll go for my company. Provided I know the position where you will put that black cloth for my face for this. I will still work, I'll go for my company. So you know if you go at the go for some different person in place, you know for even know say which side the escape road way we go so. That's what we tell with people say the LGA by LGA, county by county, a bit more a pathway to where la République call say decentralization, a pathway to the advanced federation where a business now we. For Mogamo, we will raise money, we manage and for our community. We for Menemo raise money for our community. We for raise money, we for Chikwa will raise money, then government feel the give subvention. But Mogamo people not become say they want to do community labor when they achieve a column, say me when I go dig road. Then one individual a commodity for day. You can't talk say no, me they not go dig road, me they come now for X. That is what Ayeba and these people are doing. So we will try for the use now local example them for teach and for with people. That is which way we get for put and for forward. I want guarantee when I say this year 2022. If you want end where we get fighters where they still there for home front where they fight for us. La Republic not be go no. So we will make sure they will be very vigilant. Maybe they not go kill with fighters because without any fighters. La Republic, it will declare the victory. Where it all declare the victory. When I hear young monsieur, Professor Mono, if you don't talk the other day, now francophone, he say if anglophone they say they want to go, me they leave them, me they go. They're not going to kill them. It don't send me different audio today. It can't talk how we now two territories that they be meet for can't join. And if La Republic are two territories, how come say they give special status for Anglophone them? How come say they give prime minister for only for Anglophone them? So nothing and now we get for educate with people. So if you see my country people, you see Frundi, you see Muzu, you see what may want to ask and say, what you will lose them for be independent people? Many of them tell me whether they go be half for a quarter for village. And then so now can't talk say, okay, Chakara has got the Shirona for your neighbor has, he would like him, he not would like him. Why would La Republic can't destroy us, talk say we go to Shiro with them, and then they promote and talk say we go to Shiro with them. Well, where they even talk say a French president, Anglophone president has nothing to do with us, professor. La Republic cheat us for 1961. 1972, 1984, 1990, 1992, 1986 for tripartite talks. They cheat us for 2008. They cheat us all the time. National special status, they cheat us every now and then. Why must we belong with La Republic? Why must we belong with La Republic? Yes. So me, with people, me do not go begin to use and the talk say Cameroon was one and it was divided. There was no country existing like Cameroon before 1960. Yes, Cameroon they talk about sovereignty for the state, and that sovereignty for the state is be limited. Now they were the first independent 1st of January 1960. And it ratified the African Union Constitutive Act Article 4B for maintaining the colonial boundaries after the arguments of the Moravian bloc and the Casablanca bloc where they will be for them. That is why if we get anything to do with the northern part where we go for Nigeria, or around where we go the other side and the other side. So may we stand up and stand up. Brothers and sisters, we are not Southwesterners. We are not Northwesterners. We are not Graffiti people. We are not Bayangi people. We are Southern Cameroonians, British Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians. Make the Noka make a we begin the license for La Republic. We don't import anything from La Republic, nothing. La Republic is exploiting our resources and all those things. So it is time, high time we go back to our own country, manage our own resources, do everything possible. Now they are already projecting Frank Bia to be the president. And people are saying that, oh, they might give a new chance to a new president.
They've already discredited that.
Ayijo colonized us, Paul Bia came, continue it, Frank Bia will continue it, Kanto will continue the same thing, the rest will continue the same thing. Why do you think you Southern Cameroon that you cannot live by yourself? How come that they created bilingual schools and they gave 80% in Southern Cameroon because they want to assimilate us as Pobia, he himself admitted. Yes, and that goes Boya with the capital of German Cameroon was Southern Cameroon. Then what happened to that capital? So it is time that we need to take what belongs to us. We need even private said it in Bamenda. So we should play. May we stay strong. May we fight. We draft everything. Now me at the talk. Now me.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Plenty.
Professor, I just want to say something. UN, thank you for your outing. I think it was great. But you know, everything you said was right. But the thing that worries me the most is the potential civil war that will actually come to La République du Cameroon. Why do I say that? The Bamilikes are clamoring to take over the presidency. The Nordists are also doing the same. But the Singa, the Yaoundé people, they want to preserve themselves in power because when you taste power, you don't want to give it. You don't want to give it up. And that is why they were brandishing Frank Bia. So now, ask yourself this. If a civil war breaks up right now in Cameroon, where would their refugees go? The majority of them will come to Southern Cameroon. And let me ask you something. When refugees come to Southern Cameroon, would they ever go back when they fall in love with the line? All the Basa people who are there in Victoria, do they support us? All the Bamileke people that Poncha rehabilitated when they were running away from the genocide, from the massacres that was happening during the Makiza War. Aren't they Anglophones like us, as they call us? But where is their heart? So when all those, you have over 5 million refugees from La République du Cameroon coming to Ambazonia, that alone will make us a minority in our country. You guys heard what I said on one of my shows the other day when I said, I think it is time for our population to arm themselves. The reason why I say that is because there is no way us as a government, we can arm our people. Do we have enough men to man our borders and say, hey, you know what? We are at war. You guys have just started your civil war because of your suspicion issues. Please go to Central African Republic or go to Gabon. If we let these people come into our country, if they do have a civil war, we are dead. They will just forget about this. So that's why yes, if there's a civil war there, the closest to them is us. They will coming from Douala, from Bunda, everything, just flogging them as refugees. And then we will be there telling the United Nations that what? We haven't been recognized yet, right? So they will be there as Cameroonians living in their own country. So if the civil war goes on for 80 years, they will be having children in Southern Cameroon and they will become Anglophone. They will learn how to speak English. Then before you know it, we, the bona fide Ambazonians, will be a minority in our country. So if we don't have enough men, since we have lost so many, if we don't have enough men and women to man our borders and say, you cannot come in here, go back to your country. If you are running away from that war, go to Central African Republic or go to Gabon. If we don't do that, we are winning.
Mr. VP, it's a good viewpoint, but I think that with the way they have dealt so badly with us, I don't think they're going to come into our country free like that. And that is the kind of picture we should put out there, because
that they are not welcome.
Yes, that if they come, it will be a revenge, because they have been killing our people and killing our people. So if they are going to think that it's going to be a free ride to just come into Ambazonia, no.
This Pastor Victor, what you are saying is wishful thinking. I know what you are saying, maybe right, but it's wishful thinking. What I'm saying is that even though they will be fighting that civil war in their country, in the back of their mind, they will still want Ambazonia. It will be an opportunity for them to just send all their people into our country. How when the senior divisional officer, one of the senior divisional officers in my signed that thing that all 13 villages should evacuate to Nigeria. Did they care where those people were going? I don't think we really know what we represent to La République de Cameroon. Russia is now threatening. I think they have already done it. They have already blocked all the oil from Russia into European countries. And that is why the one-year group that has taken over Mali is now putting something on the table for La République de Cameroon. And they will come in to try to fight us. So right now, this is what might actually happen. If the United States, with 43% of our oil, decide to defend us, then they are going to have to recognize us. They have to recognize us, because I don't expect them to just come and give us weapons to fight. Because Russia, if the Republic of Cameroon brings in the one-year group into Ambazonia, the United States and Britain may actually come out and say, hey, we recognize you as a sovereign state to protect the Gulf of Guinea. Because if Russia is blocking the Caspian Sea and the Black Sea, blocking all the oil from Russia into Europe, France is sweating right now, because in reality, Russia also has allies. They have China, they have Afghanistan, they have India, they have all these Pakistan, all these other countries that produce oil. They are also going after Saudi Arabia to make them their friends. So if Russia succeeds to block all the oil in the world, you think the natural, the strategic reserves of America can really feed the energy needs of the United States. So the Gulf of Guinea, this war in Ukraine is coming to the Gulf of Guinea. So we should all make every effort to redouble our efforts to make sure that this petition is signed, to make sure that we make overtures towards the international community, because even Britain will never ever let Russia take over Southern Cameroon. That is when you're going to start hearing them saying, you know what, these people came into this union, this is not your land, leave. Well, now they are killing us, they are staying fine. But when their own interests will be threatened, that's when we're going to have our recognition. But we should also cut our cards. Every Southern Cameroonian, you know what I mean, should arm themselves. Because I'm telling you, this war that they are fighting, this war they are fighting in Ukraine, the next step is the Gulf of Guinea. Because we know the Gulf of Guinea, three-quarters of the Gulf of Guinea sits in Ambazonia. Cameroon has like one quarter, but their 1/4 doesn't even have oil. So that is where they go. That's where the fight will be. So we Ambazonia should pray that the United States comes into their senses and actually recognize us as a country. Because you know what? If they don't, the Russians are going to occupy the Gulf of Guinea.
Yeah, now, wait, Mr. There, Pastor Victor, be very correct. Mr. VP, not talk something for them, be very correct. You know, we talk say with the experience, we don't get them. How many francophones them, they don't come out wrong for with territory because we don't fight for 6 years. So, people will be too naive. We're not if something they come for day, we know nothing.
Okay. They don't run them to go land now. They don't run.
Okay. A lot of them have gone, Mr. UN. There are stubborn ones that are still there, but a lot of them have gone. The idea I was saying is this.
Pastor Victor,
and upon way of looking at things, we are always very soft, very soft, very soft. No, we should not be thinking.
Problem. All the
thinking.
The problem. Abeg, una don't give me 1 second. The problem where we today, now see, we become big our own. The British people not be give us power for get a military. They not be also give us power for foreign affairs. It will be big power for get with military. We get power for foreign affairs. We for the register all francophone, but me pay magazine the way they verify can come for day. Order we for register and they refugees them. But today, now the not enter for day. They fight against us because they speak the same pidgin, the same language with us. So now the two way he did that. Now why that the talk say a Southern Cameroonian is defined by tribe. The way they inhabit that territory before even 1920. Yes, because for 1922 now the time when they go talk me they prepare us for self-governance. That is exactly what you get for being that. We're not going to define an because now person we don't be for them, they born for them. No. We will first go and say are you from Widikum or are you from this, from Menemo, from this and this one, this one, this one, this one? How we go for define with self, say like Southern that the fact. For civil war, me, I be of the opinion, no, come up for La Republic like civil war. All that from before they now off people, except.
All right, UN. We get a few hands up, so make me hear what the other people get to talk.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much, UN. Thank you.
No, the past day. Who said the past day where they talked yesterday? The past is no longer here. All those people, they cannot fight. They
No,
can't.
They cannot. That's true. They can't.
Okay. Have you talked small?
Yes, Mickey, go ahead. Followed by Dr. Steve Bali.
Okay. VP don't talk something very, very important. We take them lightly, but this thing don't start boiled for a very long time. And this government for La Republique, not be the civilians the fight, the military the fight among the military. So you know, if talk say they not go fight or you not go see no civil war, even come to the rest build a lot of something behind, even though it never proof. So the most important thing now for talk now say they can't go and reach, they not going to know who will be the Southern Cameroon or Ambazonia will be there for La Republique where the wrong come back. So the only thing now for the people them say, if you go there now like refugee, try to come back now so that you reduce the number of Ambazonia the way they did for La Republique. In case something happen like that one, the few the way they were there like workers the way they work with it, they will feel quickly identify them. Than for the masses now for the camp A where they don't identify them all at the same time. So the doctrine where we're supposed to even start now, like the wisdom where VP don't have. Now for doctrine them say, people the way when they run now war, when I start come back now for our villages, because when you come for your village, you will start now for know where to sleep. Or where to the war not be as the day, it be now and say they fight not be for every house in the gate. But come back for the meantime. If the war starts, before you want come, they don't let you in. Because you don't restart the show or you don't restart the show. Even this other prophet, the way they prophesy them, it still shows a war they come for La Republique. So a lot of things they way they don't prophesy and it come to pass. Why we not go think say it go can't happen? So the best thing that we say we go talk say it never happen because the boss will be there. Maybe the boss they fight war. Now the military they fight war, now civil war within them. So move doctrine the people they now for come back or for reduce the people the way the family the way they keep on for La Republique. So that in case the thing come, move not over lost in people there for day. Thank you now.
Good talk. Good talk.
I'm not gonna support the idea. Say we go make a thing on social media. Say more people come back because if you make a la Republic the wise and it prevents me the thing not happen. Because we really want me the thing happen. But when that time reach, God knows what they go do for remove his children out of Egypt.
Amen.
So
Amen.
we don't over educate our people there for, especially on this thing for a very long time. First, we never get, even if you go